Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Sabrian Akmal Aulia Putra. I am from Surabaya State University. My study program is electrical engineering. And I am from the international class. I will present my PPT here. Here is the material. The first one, content 1, OHS history. What is OHS? What is OHS? OHS is occupational healthy and safety. 2. Hierarchy of OHS legislation. 3. 5S on OHS. 4. Hazard. The next slide. Bab 1. OHS history. If a builder contracts a house for someone and does not complete the work properly, resulting in the house collapsing and causing the death of the owner, then the builder shall be put to death. The purpose of this regulation is to emphasize professional responsibility and ensure that construction work is carried out to high standards to prevent damage and hazard that could harm others. Next. OHS history. Over 80 years AD, Pliny, a Roman encyclopedist, required that miners be required to wear nose coverings. In 1940, Domenico Fontana, who was tasked with constructing the obelisk is in the middle of Peter's Square in Rome, mandated that workers to wear steel helmets. Next, Industrial Revolution. Many workplace accidents occur, resulting in casualties. According to employers, this is part of the work risk. Employers hire new workers urge the entrepreneurs, and employers provide care to victims. OHS development history. In 1931, the United States enacted work compensation law, regardless of whether the accident occurred due to the victim's fault or not. The individual is entitled to compensation if the accident happens while at work. It must be proven that the accident was not caused by the victim's fault. If it is proven that the accident occurred due to the victim's negligence, then compensation is not granted. However, since victims are often in a vulnerable position, this requirement frequently disadvantages them. As a result, the regulation was eventually changed to provide compensation regardless of whether the victim was at fault or not. Next, Definition of OHS. The first definition of OHS is etymologically. What is etymologically? Providing protection efforts aimed at ensuring that workers and other people in the workplace are always safe and healthy, and that every production charge in use safely and efficiently. And second one, scientifically, a branch of science and application that studies ways to prevent accidents in the workplace. And the third one, philosophically, a concept and real effort to ensure the sustainability of workers and all people in general, along with their works and culture in an effort to achieve justice, welfare. Bab 2. Hierarchy of OHS. Hierarchy of OHS legislation. Law. W-A. Law. U. Law is the highest legislation in Indonesia. In the context of OHS, several laws serve as the main foundation, including Law No. Number 1 of 1970 on occupation safety and Law Number 13 of 2000 2003 on manpower. These laws set out basic principles and obligations that must be followed by all parties involved in the world of work. Government regulation GR are more detailed regulations that govern the implementation of the provisions contained in laws. Several GRs regulate OHS, such as GR number 50 of 2012 in Indonesian 2012 on the implementation on occupational health and safety management system. NGR number 21 of 2030 on occupational health and safety training. Hierarchy of OHS legislation. Ministerial regulation. Besides GRs, there are also regulations issued by minister or heads of agencies related to OHS, such as Minister of Manpower Regulation number 5 of 2000 2018 2018 on procedures for occupational health and safety inspection. Regional regulation. Regional governments also have the authority to issue regulations. related to OHS according to the need and characteristic of each region. Law of OHS. I don't know what English this is English and I will speak Indonesia. Law of OHS pasal 5, 20 dan 27 ayat 2 UUD. Pasal 86, 87 paragraf 5 UU. UU nomor 13 tahun 2003. Pasal 86, 87 paragraf 5 UU. Objective. Workers have the right to precise protection for safety in their work. Other people in the workplace need to be guaranteed safety. Production surcharge can be used safely and efficiently. Legal basic of OHS. Law number 1 Law number 1 of 1970 1970. Law number 1 of 1970 on occupational safety is indeed the main legal basis governing occupational health and safety, atau OHS. In the Indonesia, this law plays a crucial role in establishing the basic principles and general provisions that must be adhered to by all parties involved in the working world. General provisions. This law regulates various aspects related to OHS, starting from important definitions, the responsibilities of the government, employer responsibilities, worker rights, and obligations to the procedures for law enforcement in cases of OHS violations. Next slide. Basic principles. This law establishes basic principles that must be followed in implementing OHS in the workplace. These principles include the principle of accident prevention and work-related illness, the principle of safe and healthy work environment arrangement, the principle of responsibility, and the principle of cooperation between the government, employers, and workers. Employers' responsibilities. This law stipulates the employers have the responsibility to create a safe and healthy work environment for workers. They must take various preventive measures such as providing protection to workers, providing safe work equipment, conducting OHS training, and regularly implementing OHS programs. Workers' rights and obligations. This law also regulates the right and obligation of workers related to OHS. Workers have the right to work in a safe and healthy environment and to be protected from the risk of work-related accidents and illnesses. Illnesses. In addition, they also have the obligation to comply with applicable OHS regulation and participate in OHS prevention efforts in the workplace. Bab 3. Files on OHS. Sort, sit in order, sign, standardize, sustain. Definition. What is 5S on OHS? 5S 5S is a process and method for creating and maintaining a high performance workplace that is neat, clean, and safe. 5S makes everyone able to distinguish between normal and abnormal conditions at a glance. The process of changing attitudes by implementing workplace on cleanliness. 5S is the basic for systematic and continuous improvement for zero defects, cost reduction, and safe work areas through the involvement of all employees at the commitment of top management. 5S helps employees to know what and what to do. 5S creates these conditions for synergy and cooperation. The procedure can be carried out optimally if 5S is implemented. An unhealthy organization finds it difficult to successfully implement 5S. SR is not a corrective action but a preventive action. Prioritize the core of the problem and realize that the problem is important. Implementing 5S means striving for efficiency. 5S can be applied both in organization and households. 5R improve the quality of human behavior. 5S reduces the risk of work accidents. Advantage atau benefits. 5S in the first step in continuous improvement. 5S changes the way of thinking and behaving. 5S can be used as management barometer. I'm sorry guys, a good system alone is not enough, but there must be a system that changes behavior to be responsible. The 5S operate on the principle actions speak louder than words. Next, 5S as a management principle. Number 1. A clean, tidy, organized, and neat workplace is a comfortable and pleasant place. 5S is a management technique that must be implemented to achieve productivity and safety. 5S goals: safety, Paying attention to the little things make work safer, prevent wasting time, improve quality, efficiency. Their minutes can make a difference. Addition, addition 5S will increase work productivity and better quality little by little or continuously. 5S may not give dramatics, but 5S make the job easier. 5S is not difficult to understand at 5S is very difficult to implement correctly. 5S requires persistence, determination, and continuous effort. Example for 5S. Short. What is short? Yeah, this is a short. Short is organizations can organize everything. Short things with certain rules or principles. This distinguishing between what is necessary and what is not necessary. Take firm decisions and implement stratification management to disrupt the unnecessary. Briefly. Yeah, it can be done. It can be done by removing all rubbish atau things that are no longer needed in the work environment. Set in order. What is a set in order? Yeah, this is set in order. After throwing away items that are not needed, they need to be arranged neatly, paying attention to three rules. Determine the right place for the item. Determine how to store items so they are easy to find and easy to retrieve when needed. Observe storage rules. And the next slide is a sign. What is a sign? Sign is a continuous cleaning and inspection of the work area, and equipment will help in the identify problems and undesirable condition. The next slide. The next slide. Sustain. What is a sustain? Sustain is doing the right thing as a habit. If necessary, use a checklist. Be a personal responsibility. Practice with discipline to minimize the occurrence of errors. Comply with regulations, procedures, and work instructions. And the next slide is standardized. Yeah, I don't know, whatever. What is a standardized? Standardized is a condition where sorting, arranging, and cleaning are carried out consistently and routinely in order to be able to maintain it. Monitoring atau visual management is needed so that problems atau damage can be detected early. What should be monitored? In there any deviation atau abnormality? What causes the abnormality? Do an inspection. Determine emergency procedures. Determine long-term improvements. Perform maintenance according to the maintenance procedures for each tool or machine, and ensure it is always ready to use when needed. Pay attention to when and how the equipment should be inspected, cleaned, and serviced, and do so in a timely manner. The next slide, Bab 4. Hazard. What is a hazard? Hazard is a such a situation with the potential to cause injury or illness. In other words, a hazard represents the inherent nature of a process that can harm. Risk. What is a risk? Risk is the combination of the likelihood of an event occurring related to several, while risk refers to the likelihood of the harm occurring and the severity of the consequences. Hazard types. Hazard types. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In here, hazard types in Indonesia ada 7 types. Hazard 7 types. In my PPT here. Types 1. Physical. Noise, vibration, heat stress, cold stress, and radiation. Types 2. Electrical. The magnitude of the current atau the amount of current flowing. Time atau duration of exposure, and pathway atau entry and exit points. Types 3. Ergonomics, the design of the work tools. 4. Types 4. Psychosocial, workers mental. 5 types. Mechanical, interface with the machinery. 6 types. Biological, virus, bacteria, and fungus. 7 types. Chemical, dangerous materials atau explosive flammable materials, corrosive, hazardous materials, atau toxic, carcinogenic, teratogenic, and mutagenic. And the next slide. What is a hazard? Hazard component. 1. Intrinsic properties of the hazard, the inherent characteristic of the hazard itself. 2. Nature of equipment of material forms, the natural state of equipment of material, e.g. vapor, liquid, and then. 3. Exposure effect relationship, the connection between exposure to the hazard and its effects. 4. Hazard flow from process to individual. How to the hazard move from the process to the in the individual. Condition and 5. Condition and frequency of use. The conditions under which the hazard is present and how often is it is encountered. 6. Worker behavior. Aspect of worker behavior that influence exposure to the hazard. 7. Mechanism of action. The way in which the hazard acts to cause harm. Next slide. Hierarchy atau hazard identification, risk assessment, and risk control. Hazard identification. According to Shuwardi, hazard categories include physical hazards, mechanical hazard, electrical hazard, economic hazard, habitual hazard, environmental hazard, biological hazards, and psychological hazards. Hazard dose impact: electrical, death, and medical action due to burns. 2. Pressure gas, death, equipment damage due to explosion. Working at height, death, permanent disability due to factor of impact. And this my presentation. And in Indonesian, if me have a salah, please forgive me in my kata-kata. Ya, thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.